So Scrapebox Blog Commenter Part 3. In the last video, we just finished talking about Fast Poster, exporting different reports and successful and that sort of thing. So let's talk about Slow Poster. In Slow Poster, you would obviously select this particular option to choose Slow Poster, and then there's also some settings additional than Fast Poster, besides Fast Poster, that you would want to be aware of. There's no maximum connection settings because Slow Poster only works on one connection at a time. However, there is a timeout setting that you can go in here and choose for Slow Poster. I've messed with it, but you probably want more than 20 seconds, but I think the default is like 40 seconds. You can change that up. And then, of course, there's the country of origin for Blog Engine. And then there's accurate mode. Now, slow commenter accurate mode, slow commenter, what it does is it actually uses the Internet Explorer rendering engine to render the pages and input the information. And by doing so, it can avoid a lot of spam protections or just comment on pages that might not work otherwise. What accurate mode does is it actually takes over and needs to be the foremost window on your screen. So if I choose slow commenter accurate mode, Scrapebox needs to be the topmost window. So that means I can't go browsing the internet or doing anything else on my computer per se. Back-end programs can run, but I can't be actively doing something like typing a Microsoft Word document or watching a movie or anything, because Scrapebox is always going to pop to the very front, and it's going to need to be the foremost window if you're using accurate mode. So if you don't want that to be so, turn off accurate mode. You may not have as much success rate, but if you want to get maximum success, you're going to have to set Scrapebox up and leave it alone and let it have, foremost control of the actual visual aspect of your computer and what's running and what window's on top is the best way to say it. So slow commenter accurate mode actually clicks in each field and puts in information, and by doing so it can avoid several different spam filters and that sort of thing. If you're doing fast commenter, you can have it to automatically start slow commenter afterwards rather than asking us like it did last time. You can have it skip slow commenter. You can even set up your slow and manual blog poster limits. So I can go in here and I can set the size. So this tells Scrapebox by default if I'm reading a web page and it is larger than 2 megabytes right here, then it's just going to skip it in slow poster. Because if you get a massive web page that's like 10 megabytes or something like that, it could cause a deadlock here and basically freeze everything up. So we'll just leave it there. And then I can still use the randomize blog poster list, although it's not as important in slow poster because we're not rapid firing the blogs here, but it still works. And so just jumping back to use accurate mode or not. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and choose use accurate mode and then use slow poster. And let's just start posting to all 97 of these here. And this is just a note telling you that the advanced protection from Blog Engine to use accurate mode, Scrapebox has to be the active application and the window that's on top to achieve the highest success rate. So if that's not what you want and you need to use your computer to multitask, go ahead and turn accurate mode off and you'll have to live with the success there. But if you want to take it, go for it. And so I'm going to hit start posting and it's going to run through here. And again, I did not filter this list before I made the video. Normally I would apply a little bit of filters that Scrapebox has, and generally you're going to get some higher success rate and that sort of thing. So as you can see, it's running through. It's got the timer down here. It has the actual web pages loading, and then your stats as far as how long you are along the process and whether or not images are turned on. I can pause, resume, and I can abort posting and that sort of thing. Now, you'll see as you go through that it'll give you this is submitted, this one it timed out, and that's our timeout setting that we adjusted up here under settings. Those timeout settings, if you see a lot of failed timeout, you just have your timeout settings too low, and Scrapebox doesn't have time to actually load the whole page and comment on it before it's timing out, so just raise your timeout settings. And some of them are going to fail, like this page failed because it's a home page and that sort of thing. And then it'll go through here, and it'll take a while. Obviously, we're up to over a minute, and we've already successfully taken one success and four failed. So we have 5, and it's taken a minute, whereas with 31 seconds before, we hit all 97 of them. And I'm just going to go ahead and abort because we don't need to let it run through there all the way. But that's how the slow commenter works. And then, of course, you have the manual commenter. Pretty straightforward, but should you have a list of blogs that you wanted to comment on that you didn't want generic comments to necessarily get applied, or whatever reason, I can use the manual comment poster, and not a whole lot of settings you need to set there. So we'll just hit start posting, and it will come up and it'll load up my list here. And so I can see if you click on a website, and you can select all or select none and move the list around. You can have it to select page rank and that sort of thing, and it will load the page up. And then you can go through here and scroll down and see if it has a comment page. And so this one has comments here, and it's still not done loading, but I could go in here and fill everything in. And let's go down here. Another great reason to use the manual commenter is CAPTCHA. Scrapebox has the option to have a CAPTCHA service set up, but if you didn't want to pay to have that done, you can do manual commenting. And so then I could go ahead and put this CAPTCHA in and click OK and go through things. If I had some specialized websites I wanted to comment on and I just wanted some help automating it, making it go faster. I'm not going to do that because this is pretty straightforward. So we're just going to close out of that, and we can go through here and then click on each one and let it load right up. And Scrapebox will check the size of the blog, and then it'll load the blog up. And you can even see a progress bar going on down here as it loads everything. And these are obviously some big pages, so you get the point there. It'll load the comment up, and then you can choose to go ahead and click. So see here, it went ahead and loaded in the name and the mail for me and loaded in the comment. Well, I might want to go ahead and take a quick read of this page and find out that it's out about Bluehost, and so then I can change the comment if I want to say something about how great Bluehost is, or that Bluehost is not great, or whatever. So we'll just go ahead and close out of that. And so that is the manual poster, and that kind of takes us through all the different postings